Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? BC, welcome back to another episode. I want to talk to you guys today about something that a lot of people run away from, claim that they have, refuse to acknowledge, put a little work in, get away from it, and that is the foundation that you set, right? I'm going to focus today specifically more like on your business, but when we look at anything, when we look at it from a system standpoint, whether we implement diet and nutrition, whether we implement, a plan for our business or whatever it is, we have to understand that we need to master the fundamentals and have a rock solid foundation. If you want to vertically scale or do anything where you grow exponentially and you want to have something that you can build off of and build from, you need to have a solid foundation. And that's predicated on fundamentals. I mean, it's really that simple. There's no way around it. We've been taught and fooled and lied to and schemed on through social media and some of this modern stuff in quotes that you can skip that stuff or it's not necessary, or you can be flat broke living in your mom's basement and scale to 7 figures. I mean, it's just insane, the bullshit that people sell now. And again, what they're doing is they're preying on your little hope, on the fact that you go towards the path of least resistance. And they're preying on those mechanisms as the human being who has their back up against the wall, who's desperate, looking for a Band-Aid, quick solution, and people fall for it, right? This is why still a lot of people run away from my stuff, because I've never done it that way. I've always been the old school, roll up your sleeves and work hard, and people just don't want to do it. That's why I know I'm in my own category and I've never been the most popular, because I don't say that message to tell people what they want to hear. I tell you the truth. And many times you don't like me for it, and that's fine. It has to be said and it has to be done. You need to master the fundamentals. And how I came up in real estate and entrepreneurship specifically is a direct representation of that. I'm an embodiment of everything that I've ever taught people and talked about, period. And that cannot be denied, because I've showed you the results for 10 years now. But you need to always go back and not only further strengthen your foundation, but build it correctly initially. This is why I'm happy that I've been able to share what I do on social media, because the entrepreneurs and real estate and salespeople who come in through my stuff get a real dose of reality, and they have a better understanding of what entrepreneurship and the real estate business and sales is going to be like, and they can build a solid foundation and not be sold all these lies, dude. I mean, it's insane at this point. It really is. So I want to break it down into 4 things for you, right? If you guys have been following me on all the platforms, you realize that I released most recently, a couple days ago, the Real Estate Agent Agagi, which is a 90-day accelerated program to build these things for salespeople and entrepreneurs and real estate agents that I now am giving to people at a very affordable rate of only $97 a month. And it's a 90-day accelerator program. So if you're interested in that, you can find it on my socials. I'll put it in the description, and you can sign up and send it to your friends too, right? But we're basically looking at 4 things, right? Systems, accountability, action, results. These are the 4 things, right? So systems is very basic, right? Systems, think of the word blueprint. I hand you the blueprint, your teacher, your coach, whoever it is, your mentor hands you the blueprint, and that's it. And you follow that. You plug in with that. Not some monstrosity that you create, not some magical new fairy tale thing that someone's talking about. No, you came to me or whoever it was and you say, hey, dude, what's the blueprint? How do I get there? And you implement a simple, detailed blueprint to tell you how to get from A to Z. That's it. That's all it is, right? So for like a real estate agent, as an example, or a salesperson, you're looking at the scripts, right? What does it look like for customer acquisition, lead generation, lead follow-up, right? Some of the basic marketing material. I mean, all that stuff. Right? And everything I'm listing to you on this podcast, I will be giving to people in the 90-day accelerator program, if you're wondering, right? So that's it, right? And it's simple. Now you know exactly what to do, and that's it. Now it takes all the thinking out of it. You don't have to be searching 20,000 different people. You don't have to come up with your own methodology. It's right there, and it's given to you in black and white, plain English. Here you go. And it's up to you then to get out of your own way, take all of the preconceived notions that you have out of your head, right? Stop questioning it and just go for it, right? Because now we've eliminated the thinking and the extra, oh my God, what do I do? What's the first step? And all this stuff that people say, right? Now it's done. So that's the first piece, is the system. Simple, implementable systems that are just given to you, that you plug into, that handle A through Z. Boom, it takes the thinking out of it. That's number 1. Number 2 is accountability. Now this one is twofold, right? Self-accountability comes from you. I, your mom, your dad, or no one else can force you to hold yourself accountable. That comes completely from you, okay? I can give you some tips to transform you from the inside and help you evolve from a mindset perspective, right? From a self-esteem perspective, confidence and all that stuff, right? Belief system, philosophies, values, identity. We can talk about that, right? And I can help you with it. But ultimately, you holding yourself accountable is senior to everything else because it's predicated on the most sacred contract on this planet, which is you with you. Your word is your bond. When you give your word, that's a personal contract. And out of all contracts on this planet, that one cannot be broken. It's sacred, right? So that's one piece that people need to bring to the table and develop continuously, but have set, because without that, everything crumbles. Secondly, attached to that is external accountability, right? So having accountability partners, having accountability times where you get on Zoom or you meet in person or you text each other one time a day or twice a day, right? Having the external accountability set up for yourself is key as well because it complements and builds upon the self-accountability. So in my 90-day program, as an example, we're going to have, that weekly Zoom, and we'll have internal accountability set up within the program with the particular teachers and also with other individuals in the group who are on the same journey as you. Because when you have a pack of lions that are going towards the accomplishment of a particular goal or task, and they hold each other accountable, it makes it that much more powerful. You tap into that energy, and now you can move forward together and accomplish more, right? So you have to have the self-accountability and the external accountability as well, all right? Now, number 3 is action, massive action. Is your environment and everything you have set up going to boost and help you take action? And you yourself, are you going to take massive action? So the people who follow me, who are the salespeople and entrepreneurs and real estate agent, you have to take massive action, right? If we're going to work 8, 9, 10 hours a day, minimum half of your day has to be spent on generating leads, reaching out to people, making phone calls, going door to door, doing open houses, talking to people in public. You and your mouth are out there creating opportunities. No one's going to come to you in the beginning. Even if you build your social media, even if you have massive success quickly, it would still take months of consistency and nobody seeing your stuff to get to the point where it starts growing and you can actually attract people. You're still going to have to go out there and put your stuff out. You have to create. You have to initiate communication with people all the time. You are a walking, talking representation of your brand. When your mouth is closed, when you're not out in public, when you're not creating on social media and doing all of those on a high level, the sign outside of your business, if you had a location, says closed. It doesn't say open. And when you're not talking to 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 people a day, you're not giving yourself enough opportunities to grow and have success because you're not going and hitting, you're not getting at bats enough. You're sitting on the bench. You're sitting on the wayside. No one's going to come to you unless you have a huge marketing budget where you push everything out online, right? You're spending $10, $20, $50, $100,000 a month online. Well then, cool, right? But I don't know many people who can do that. I've met people now who can do it through masterminds and me having success in my business, but I didn't start that way, and I'm sure you're not either if you're listening to this, right? But we have to take massive action because with the massive action, not only are you gaining a lot of experience in a short amount of time, but then when you have my support and the accountability, you are going to be presented with the scenarios and come up with the questions that are relevant to your situation, and we can help you as your coach or your mentor or the person who's helping you. That's the beauty of it, right? But then you bring us the situation that you're a part of. You bring that question based on your experience and your action, and we can give you the solution to it. Then you take more action, you get presented with the next thing, and the next opportunity, the next challenge, the next block is not revealed to you and given to you until you take the action and surpass the current level that you're at. There's no way around it. I'm giving you universal dynamics here that cannot be broken or cheated. You have to go about it this way. And when you do, it opens up the gates, but it takes massive action, okay? Now, the fourth one, results. Systems, accountability, action, results. You will start to see results if you have the systems, you have the accountability set up, and you take massive action. It's just a matter of time. Can I give you an exact number? No, and I wouldn't. Why? Because if I did and said, oh, if you do this, after 3 days, you'll see results. Well, what happens? You now have an expectation that's not your own. It's given to you by somebody else. And if I give you an expectation and suddenly it's not met, you start beating yourself up or you start questioning what I said. Because the one thing that needs to be like the bow tie wrapped around this whole thing is you need to 100% believe in it. And for many of you, if you've never achieved it, that's going to require what's called faith. Meaning you believe in it even though you haven't gotten the results, because you need to put your trust in the program, in the coach, or whoever's giving you these things in order for you to have success. Because if you haven't done it before, how could you believe in something without knowing yet from your own experience? This is where you have to put your trust in us to get you to the promised land. Now, luckily for you, like my 90-day program and everything I've done for the last 10 years, I've churned out thousands of students who have gotten results. Thousands, not 10, 20, 100, thousands of students. Can you extend and put your trust in someone else, though? You're going to have to, right? It's easy to do it for ourselves. Well, for most people, it's not. But you can learn to do that. Can you do it with someone else? Right? Because if you don't do that, you won't have the results, because then you're questioning or half-heartedly going through these things, not really believing it's going to work. And we tend to get what we expect in life. And if you're not putting your 100% belief behind it, it's not going to work. However, going back to point 4, you will get results. For some of you, you might start seeing results immediately. Other people, it might take you 6 months or a year or 2 years. What I can guarantee you, though, is one day you will get the results. You will, right? And we can't put this, well, I'm going to try it for 30 days. Or so. You can't put a limit on it, right? I mean, I've been on stage with all the guys from $1 Million Listing, basically, except for maybe 1 or 2 over the years, right? We did speaking tours back years ago where they were getting us and like some of the top people on social media, and we toured nationally, internationally, right? And you hear it even from them. Some of them didn't get results for a year or 2 years before they started seeing results, listings, buyers, transactions, sales. It took them a while, but they stuck to their guns. They followed the systems. They had the accountability in place, and they took consistent, massive action to get them there. It's that simple. And they had a little bit of help along the way that were the coaches and mentors that they designated at that time. And they still do to this day, as do I. Right? I have coaches probably in 6, 7, 8 different categories in my life, and they each serve their own purpose. And I have all these things set up. So when you look at the whole thing, that's basically the formula. That's the foundation of what I set for a lot of what I do, plus this 90-day program that I released. And this is really what it boils down to, right? You believe in it, you follow those 3 things, you're going to get the results. And when you get the results, now it's about rinsing and repeating and going through, refining the systems, keeping the accountability, taking more action, right? Now that you've handled some of the initial things, and you keep getting more results, and it just keeps feeding itself, right? It has like an internal feeding mechanism, and it keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. And then we're like the guides that help you. Hey, okay, you've had this success. This is what you got to do next. Okay, now this is what you do next, and this is what you do next. Okay, you're here now. Okay, this is what has to change. And we guide you the whole way. That's the beauty of this thing. But it requires your full 100% effort, your full 100% commitment. 1,000%, 100% discipline, 100% commitment, 100% prioritization of this in your life. Then you start seeing the results, and you have this group around you that cheers for you, that supports you, that claps for you, and that gives you everything that you need outside of you showing up every day for yourself and for your business, okay? So that's it for this one, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. If you want to check out the links below on my social media and on this podcast as well, if you want to join the 90-day accelerator program, it's open now to everybody. And if you decide to join, we'll see you on the other side. All right, see you guys.